main decision to present a filmed version of the productions was because of COVID, unfortunately. I think everyone was really ready to have a live performance and to welcome the audience into the room, into the space with us. But because of safety protocols and everything that went along with that, we felt that the safest choice was to film the productions and to disseminate them online.
I was hired to be the videographer for the residency and to be the cinematographer and editor for the 2 shows that were filmed. When I started out the project, my understanding of it was, there's going to be a live show happening, and I guess I'll just coordinate which camera's going to be where, and we'll capture this as a show. But as the residency went on, my understanding was, okay, we're not filming this as if it were a real show. We want something a little bit more cinematic, a little bit more interesting. We don't want to feel like, hey, we just stuck cameras in the back of the room and filmed it because there's no one in the audience. And it was interesting to actually feel like I had input and I had a voice. In the early stages of the project, I was coming in maybe once a week or twice a week to film. And it was really fascinating at that point to see the huge jumps that were made between those sessions. So coming in a week later and seeing a whole number having been put together. So I think it was a very interesting way to be sort of an outsider to the project, but still seeing it evolve before my eyes.
For the residency, I think we filmed it primarily to track how an idea emerges and how we built on it, and how we could build on it further from here. Because it's also a research project, I'm taking a very data collection approach to it, and I'm considering the creation as data as well.
I was present for a lot of the residency, obviously to document the process, but also to plan a little bit how the show was going to be filmed. And I think it was very beneficial to be very familiar with the show, to be able to know what was the core of each scene, and the best way to convey that through a camera. Each number was filmed in its own unique way. So it was interesting to really get to know these scenes and understand the character of each scene, to figure out the best way to represent it in this medium that wasn't necessarily a component of the creation process for the performers and for the directors. When you're in an audience, you are the camera. You decide what to focus on, if you want to look at the width of the stage or if you want to zero in on very small details. When you have a camera, obviously you have to make those choices for the audience.
It was really cool to have the film experience and participate in that capacity, because I don't think any of us had film experience. So that was really impressive, actually, how well that worked. And I remember turning to Jen at one point and saying, like, I'm so happy that we are filming these and that we're going to be able to show it to people, because it's super important.
It's a way of having something that lives beyond this project. We have it online, it's accessible to a wide audience. So in that sense, the pandemic, we've adapted to it in that I think having a filmed version of the performances is a really good output of the project.